DIY Crafty Muse. For today's project, we're going to be taking a Valentine's banner that I have made with some posterboard scraps, and we're going to flip it around and get it ready for spring. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to go ahead and link it in the top right corner so you can check it out. The supplies you'll need for this project is some paint, you'll need some scissors of course, and a poster board if you don't already have one, which I picked up from the dollar store for, I think it's 2 for $1. If you're new to my channel, thanks so much for dropping by and checking out this project. I hope you stick around and hit that subscribe button to make sure you can check out future videos. If you are already a subscriber, thanks so much for joining today and welcome back. So again, we're going to be using that poster board, and I've chosen 2 different types of chalk paint. One is this, I think it's Debbie's DIY design chalk paint in pink Petticoat, and then also some, I think it's folk art from Michael's in Seafoam or Seaside. We're just going to be using almost like a watercolor method where we're just going to swipe on a little bit of each of these colors in an alternating pattern. You don't need too much of this. I think you might even be able to use acrylic paint for this, but I'm just using what I have. I picked up this new pink color for spring, and I was so excited to get this into the project. I think these colors are going to be very contrasting, complementary contrast to each other, and just make the spring sign very springy. Is that an adjective? I'm not sure, but I think it'll make it very springy. Some nice neutral colors. If you're not a fan of pink, you know, you can always pick a purple color or even blue. Choose a color that meets your wishes, and might even go a little bit better with some of your home decor. Once I get both of these colors on this banner, I'm going to let this dry. You could use a blow dryer to get it dry a little bit faster. I found sometimes when you apply a little bit of heat to dry the paint a little bit faster when it's on paper, I don't know, it just feels like it crinkles up a little bit more. So I chose to let this naturally dry. I'm going to be using my Cricut today to cut out some letters to spell out the word spring. And then I did not include it in the video, but I will be adding a few of little embellishments, some little flowers that I had picked up for a couple other projects. I do have an upcoming video on how to make paper flowers, so if you don't have any embellishments of those little flowers to attach, I just used a little bit of hot glue to get those attached. You can use the same technique. Again, that will be coming next week or the week after, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see that video as well. I also, if you don't have a Cricut, you could use a couple different techniques to add the word spring. You could freehand this. If you've got nice handwriting, of course, you could take a paint pen or a chalk pen, even a Sharpie with a nice spray color, and simply draw the different So now once I've got these printed out, I am going to kind of do, I don't know if it's called reverse weeding, but essentially I'm going to remove the excess vinyl and just leave those letters. Because this is a little bit larger of a project, it's a little bit easier. If you're new to using a Cricut, sometimes when you start getting into these tiny little delicate fonts or very, very small print, weeding can be a little bit of a challenge. Let me know in the comments, if you want me to do a Cricut tutorial. I try to include some tips and tricks along the way, but if you want me to do a tutorial specifically for Cricut, let me know if you'd like to see that first, and then what, I guess, tips and tricks would you like to see? Again, because this, I guess what am I trying to say here? The size of the letters, sorry. The size of the letters, because it's bigger, I am just weeding by hand, so I'm taking some of that larger excess vinyl and just using a little bit of the stick to kind of press it against the really large space in between those letters to kind of pull that out. You can, of course, use some of the Cricut tools. You can use that little, it looks like a dental tool to me, but you can use that to kind of pick the edges out and pull that off as well. It really is your preference. Now that we've got that weeded and we've got all that extra vinyl removed, I am going to take some scrap transfer tape. So it's that clear vinyl tape that you can use to kind of transfer these vinyl letters onto whatever project you're working on. I tend to save a lot of my stuff. I guess maybe I'm frugal with some of my supplies, but once I use that transfer tape, I will keep a couple of those scrap pieces, because I found that, on paper, they do make some less tack transfer tape, which is excellent, by the way. So if you like to use new every time, it is fantastic. I'll link it in the description box. But I've also found that using some transfer tape that you have already used, it has a little bit less tack, and so therefore you can apply it to the letters, and when you're sticking this onto paper, I guess the trick for me is, or well, for everybody I guess, is so that the transfer tape has less tack than the vinyl letters. So you're able to pick up the vinyl letters, get the vinyl letters onto the paper project, and so because the vinyl has is stickier or tackier than the transfer tape, the letters stick better than the transfer tape, so then you don't have as much issue getting that transfer tape off. So I include this explanation because I've seen a lot of DIYers use the less tack, and I think the only description I've heard is, because it's on paper, but that's kind of, I guess, I don't know if that's the science behind it, but that's really the reason why, right? You want your vinyl letters to be stickier than your transfer tape, so you don't have problems pulling up that transfer tape from the paper itself, because you don't want to tear that paper. Again, this is posterboard. It's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit, heavier duty, I guess, but you still have the paint on there, and sometimes, with really continue to just, use that transfer tape and put these letters individually on each of these little poster board banner pieces. we've got this. I'm going to trim off a little bit of that end. I did measure this before, but apparently I didn't get it precise there, so a little bit of that end hung over. So now that we've got this all done, I think in the beginning of the video I said that I didn't include video for the little embellishments. Well, that wasn't quite true because I found it, so here it is. I've included it here too. I just had a little pack of these flowers. I'll link it in the description. I had I think a reward or like a coupon for Michael's, and so I found these cute little, they actually are like paper. Again, I will have a video coming up. I'm going to show you how to make they're a lot bigger than this, but making paper flowers. I don't know if you've got this, but I tend to have some different cardstock. I actually just recently purchased like a value pack of multiple colors, so it's great to, I like doing paper flowers that are really, really big. I actually use printer paper, and I'll make super big paper flowers for different events, or when we have parties, whatever the case may be. But this is a way that you can make it a little bit smaller and for like a decorative item on your mantle. So I'll link that video, or actually no, I can't link it because it hasn't been published yet, sorry. It will be posted in the next couple weeks. So I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to the little embellishments here. So, add as many as you want. I just wanted to, I like having some 3D elements to this, so I just made sure that there was 1 to 2 of these little flowers on each of these little banner pieces, and I'm just using some hot glue to get these on. I'm kind of placing them, to see, okay, where do I want to position these, and then once I find a good position for them, I'm just going to add a little dab of hot glue, or you can use super glue. It really is your preference. One thing I will note is I'm trying to not have them kind of over the edge of the banner. Again, for this project, for me, because I have reversed this. So if you recall from the beginning, I took my Valentine's banner and flipped it over. So on the other side of this, I've got some felt hearts and some letters, some metal letters. And so I want to make sure next year when I hang this up that you don't see those flowers poking out too much. So it's okay if they hang over just a little bit, for me at least. But you'll see that I try to do that a little bit in the placement of those flowers. Alright, and that's a wrap. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I hope this inspires you to create something like this for your home, or even to give to a family member. I love how this turned out. It really decorates my fireplace. I do in the future videos add a few more pieces to this that I am super excited about. That paper flower. I do show a little bit of a preview in the next shot of my mantelpiece. And then I've also got a video coming up on some rope beehives, and I also do a sign, like a faux enameled sign that is actually made out of wood. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and thank you so much again for spending part of your day with me.